When it comes to succeeding on Amazon FBA, it really comes down to one thing and one thing only, and that thing would be finding and sourcing profitable items. So we could call that product research. And in this video, I will break down exactly how I would find and source these items for my Amazon FBA business. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jeffrey Fung, also known as FBA Jeffrey, and I have generated over $4 million in lifetime sales off Amazon FBA alone. So I really hope you guys learned something from this video, and let's get right into it.
So now that we're on this tool, we want to go into brands, and essentially what it is that it's just a database of every single brand that exists on Amazon.com. And this is very important and crucial because we can filter it with certain criteria that matches, what we want to look for in a wholesale and distribution brand account. So under filters, the first thing we want to do is under primary category, I like to select a niche that is relatively popular. So something like baby products, beauty and personal care, clothing and shoes, but you just got to be aware of returns. Let's keep going. Grocery, gourmet food, health and household. So for this example, for this video, I will select grocery and gourmet food. So we'll click that. And under Amazon in-stock rate, let's keep it 0 to 35%. And the reason why we're at 35% and not 100% is because if Amazon in-stock rate is 100%, that means Amazon dominates that brand's listings and we will have zero chance at getting sales. So let's keep it at 35%. So that means Amazon only exists for 35% of the time under that brand. Under average number of sellers, let's keep it at minimum 5 all the way up to 35. And the reason why we want to keep it at 5 minimum is just because anything under that, we run the risk of, finding private label brands or brands that give IP complaints. So we want to avoid that altogether. So we keep it at 5 all the way to 35. Granted, you could play around with the different filters. And like I said, with different filter settings, you will find different brands. Under average selling price, we don't have to fill that out. So we'll keep it empty. Monthly revenue, I like to keep it at minimum 30,000 all the way up to 1.5 million. And the reason for that is the reason why the minimum's at 30,000 is because I don't want to look for brands that just don't have a lot or enough demand at all. So 30,000 is a relatively good amount. Everything else we could leave blank because that looks good for me. And I'm going to click search. So we will let that load. And we see here number 1 is Reese. Number 2 is Cafe Bustelo. So we could just take a look. There's a whole bunch of brands. We see that using our filter, we have found 613 brands that fit that criteria. So let's just take a look. I want to look at Samyang, for example. So we click that and we will let Amazon load. Let's refresh it one more time. And I want to put you guys on a second software that I use when it comes to looking at wholesale accounts and identifying if this brand is something something that is worth my effort into trying to purchase. So essentially this software over here, let me just highlight it. This is called DS Amazon Quick View. It is a free software. There is like a paid part, but it's not a big difference. And essentially, instead of having you to click into each individual listing to see the sales rank, to see if Amazon is on that listings or how many FBA sellers there are, it displays it off the bat off the Amazon search page. So it really speeds up the process when it comes to looking at brands and, vetting them to see if they're great. And we see here, for example, under the first listing that DS Amazon Quick View is telling us that this listing is ranked 237. So we know this item sells very quickly. And unfortunately, we also see that it is only sold by Amazon and there's no other FBA sellers. But in this case, we will just continue taking a look at different listings. So we see the first 4 is only sold by Amazon, but the sales rank is quite good. We see on the 5th one, 4,000 sales rank, 1 other FBA seller. We could click into that to take a look. We keep scrolling. Okay, we see this one, the spicy chicken roasted sauce. The sales rank is also great. So right now, just off the bat, just taking a look, Amazon does sell on some of the listings, but some of the listings are only dominated by FBA sellers. So that's what we like to see, and that's what we like to look for. And also the sales rank is very low for most of these products. So demand is not a problem. Yeah. So we keep scrolling down here and we see a lot more FBA sellers. And I've opened up 3 different Samyang listings so we could take a look and quickly analyze. And here is the third software, guys, when it comes to looking at items. This is called AZ Insight. It is essentially like a profit calculator, and it tells us what the BSR is, the estimated monthly sales, as well as like a profit calculator. So if our buy cost is 0, which is impossible, by the way, but if it was to be 0, we would net $4.57 per purchase. But let's use a hypothetical and assume we get this item at $2.50, which is very reasonable, by the way, especially with wholesale. But hypothetically, if we got this at $2.50, we would profit about $2 per purchase at 83% return on investment. So that is great. This item sells 3,061 times a month. So it sells over 100 times a day, which is amazing. Keep going. We see over here that the price has been pretty steady. Yes, Amazon is on this listing, but there are times where different FBA and FBM sellers hop on this listing and they do well as well. So we see here, we see that for this listing, or this specific item, most sellers are FBMing while 2 are FBA. We want to focus more on the FBA aspect because for wholesale, FBA is just much easier and much better. So this item is good. Let's move on to the second item, the Samyang Bulldog Spicy Chicken Roasted Sauce. We see here it sells 2,000 times. There are 17 FBA sellers, 3 FBA, so that's a good sign. Sell prices at $6.43. Let's assume that we get this item at $1.50, which, like I said, is a hypothetical, but it is also very reasonable. We see if we do get this item at $1.50, we profit $1.28 per unit at 85% return on investment. We scroll down to Keepa. Okay, the price is tanking a little bit. We see there are 20 sellers. So that means that there are people sourcing this item profitably, which is a very good sign to say the least. Yeah, this item is good. We quickly go on to the third listing. This item sells about 1,300 times a month at $4 profit if cost was at 0. Let's assume we get it at $1.50 as well. Yeah, so it'd be $2.62 in profit per sale at 175% ROI. So that's great. Yeah. Okay. So the price is good. There are a decent amount of sellers, around 12 to 13. So that is also a good sign. It means there's no IP complaints, and it also means there are 13 other sellers who are sourcing this profitably. So that's a good sign. So under our assumption, our quick vetting of the 3 listings, I would personally say this is a good brand to attempt to reach out to, but for the sake of this example, let's go back into Smart Scout. Let's look for, maybe 2 or 3 other brands as well. So I could also go through it and let you guys know what my thought process is. So let's keep going. Let's look at Pringles. We see Pringles here. Okay. We let that load. Let's refresh it. Let DS Amazon Quick View just load everything. Yep. So we see these items, the sales rank is very low as well. So these items sell very quickly. Over here, the first couple items are sold by Amazon only. Okay, we see here the Pringles potato chips. There are 7 FBA sellers, so that's something we're interested in. Let's click into that. The other one as well. Potato chip, the crisp. Okay. So we clicked into 3 different listings. We will let AZ Insight load. The BSR is at 92,000, so it's slightly higher than what we'd like. So that already filters out. So we would close that listing. Okay, the BSR here is 28,000, so it sells a decent amount. It fits our criteria. The second one's 54,000, so it falls right outside of it. But, we'll just take a look, for example. So we see here, the item sells well. The calculator, if our buy cost is at 0, we would net $3.93, which is pretty good for chips, for Pringles. We see there are about consistently between 8 to 12 sellers. So that means there are a decent amount of sellers that, source this item profitably with no visible signs of IP complaints. similar to the second listing. Let's take a look. Okay. Yeah. So when you guys see a listing where historically there were like 30 sellers, and then within the course of, I'd say like 3 to 4 months, it really drops down, that is a good sign, because that means that the item sells relatively quick and, you know, people are not restocking it. So that's good. So that means that this item does sell. So Pringles would be a good brand, or a brand that we could potentially reach out to. So let me just go on to the second step and show you guys how I would reach out and find any distributors with Pringles. Okay guys, so we head into Google and this is what I searched: Pringles authorized distributors, Toronto, Canada. And essentially that is the, you know, the sequence that you want to use when it comes to searching for these brands and finding their authorized distributors. So I already did kind of some research just to make sure that everything goes well. But essentially I opened up the Pringles.com website. This is their authorized, their authorized website, as well as scrolled down a little bit. And I've seen a bunch of different quote unquote wholesalers or distributors that also carries Pringles. So I clicked into this wholesale or distribution called K's Wholesale. And we see here that they do carry Pringles. So we could go under account and create a new account by putting in our company name, our, like the mailing address, postal code, shipping address, all of the above, and we could submit and we wait for them to approve. And once they approve us, we would get the catalog for Pringles and we could purchase the exact items that we found on Amazon at a discounted price, and we could profit, a bunch of money, we could make a lot of money on it. And the second thing, if you cannot find any authorized distributors, go under the brand. So we're in Pringles right now. Ideally, I would either click between contact us and where to buy. I'm gonna go towards the contact us page. We get directed to the contact us where we're given their phone number. So what I would do is I would call them up and ask them, hi, I'm very interested in Pringle items. I was wondering if you could direct us to any authorized distributors in the Toronto, Canada area. So that's where I am located. And they would obviously give us their authorized distributor. But if I do not want, or if you do not want to call, I would contact them by email. So I would go under general and click continue, put in my first name, my last name, everything. And under the message box, I would type something very similar, same as what I said on a phone call, except we type it out and we send it to them and we wait for them to reply. So it's really not that complicated. Essentially, it's just a rinse and repeat. If you do this with 100 different brands, you are bound to get something profitable. Like I said, wholesale, to succeed in wholesale is just a numbers game. So it's not too serious.
If you made it to the end of this video and you found it helpful, I would really appreciate if you would leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more. I plan on pumping out a whole bunch of content when it comes to succeeding on Amazon FBA. So I really look forward to that, and I will see you in the next episode.